What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing well. I'm doing good, thank you for asking. And as you guys can tell from the title of this video, today we'll be talking about Dehancer. We'll be looking at what Dehancer is it of any value, and should you buy it? So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into Premiere Pro and check this out. So full disclaimer before we actually jump into this review. Yes, Dehancer did reach out to me to collaborate and to create this review. However, they are not paying me to say anything regarding their plugin or software. Everything in today's video, they're saying for the first time, and everything I'm saying is my 100% honest, unbiased opinion. Because like you, I have questions and concerns, and I don't want to be sold anything if it's trash. So hopefully that means something to you all, and you guys can gain some type of insight as if you should invest your hard-earned money on this plugin. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and continue on. So question number one, what is Dehancer? So we actually come to their website. We can see that Dehancer tells us exactly who they are and what they offer. So according to them, they are a plugin suite for film like color grading and film effects in DaVinci Resolve, offering full analog control over effects such as full grain, over effects such as film grain, bloom, and halation. So yeah, if you guys are big when it comes to shooting film in your photography, and you like that aesthetic that film gives you from different film stocks such as cine still to portrait 400, 800, 160 or what have you, then Dehancer may be a plugin or editing software that may be beneficial for you and your style and flow of editing. But again, if you're not really interested in recreating that film look, then just skip this video and go watch another of mine. But if you guys do like applying that film look to your videos, then stick around and see if it's worth anything. So that takes us to question number two. Does Dehancer add any value to your production or editing workflow? So to answer this, I think we need to go ahead and actually jump into Premiere Pro. So right here, you can see I already have some test footage already preloaded up in here, and we'll go ahead and actually just play this through, and I'll talk to you all. So starting out with my initial review of Dehancer, when it comes to using them as a color grading software, they are insane when it comes to the amounts of control they offer you when color grading. Typically, if you guys have ever used LUTs in the past for your video footage or created your own LUTs, then you know that typically when you apply a LUT to your video footage, you're kind of stuck with what the LUT offers, and typically you can only adjust or tweak the intensity of that LUT, and to actually adjust white balance or how your highlights look and shadows look, you'll need to actually apply another layer to actually open up Lumetri Color in Premiere Pro and then adjust all of those values there. Whereas when you're actually working with Dehancer, you have full range and control over all of these values and effects. And to actually show you all that, if we actually look here at this first clip of what we actually edited with our test footage, and we come to our effects control panel, we can see that when we did apply the Dehancer plugin, we have control over all of these values, and this to me is insane. Like, this amount of control to be able to manipulate every specific detail, from the size of the grain to your gamma curves to your RGB curve, like this is insane. Like, there's no reason why you can't create the look that you want for your footage when using this. Now, another thing that was also a plus to me that that I noticed is that they offer specific camera profiles when you're actually shooting. So we come up here to source, and right now I'm using the basic Rec 709 LUT, but if we select choose camera, we can see that they offer, I don't know, like another 60 plus camera profiles, but unfortunately they do not offer a camera profile for the Sony FX9, which to me, I'm not sure why they don't. Like, they have other comparable cameras such as, you know, the Red Komodo and Monstro and Helium, and then also the RE Alexa Mini. So Dehancer, why don't you guys have the FX9 on here? So yeah, although they didn't have the FX9, I just went with you know, a generic FX9 profile. And as you can see, the footage when graded did come out you know, top notch. Like, I have no concerns with this. Like, if this was a client and they wanted, you know, a film look for, you know, their footage, I have 100% no doubt in my mind that I can use Dehancer to give the client what they want. So that brings us to question number 3. Who is Dehancer for, and should you purchase it? So going back to their website, based off of what Dehancer said themselves, they are a film plugin for film light color grading in DaVinci Resolve. So if you are a Premiere Pro user, unfortunately Dehancer isn't necessarily suited for us in our workflow, and let me tell you why. So we come to their video tab here, and under DaVinci Resolve, we see that DaVinci users are offered a full version of this plugin, a light version of this plugin, and then a somewhat a la carte option for specific effects. Whereas for us Premiere Pro users, we're only offered the full version. Now, not really sure if this is an Adobe issue or if Dehancer just hasn't got around to offering, you know, the light version and the a la carte effects options, but hopefully they can give us some insight in the comment section below, or add a tab to their Q&A question, to their Q&A section on their website. So yeah, but with that being said, as a Premiere Pro user, seeing that this plugin is, you know, $400 essentially, I personally can't justify investing that into having this as a plugin for myself, mainly for 2 reasons. One, I'm not necessarily big on having a film look or a film aesthetic to my videos. Do I add certain film characteristics when I'm editing? Yes, but they're very, you know, generic, like subtle film burns and, you know, grain here and there. And then when I do those certain types of effects, I get real dirty, for lack of better words, where I'm not really worried about, you know, how detailed or clean or how well I'm emulating a specific film stock. It's really just for like a quick transitional effect. Now, this brings us to the second part. In the event where I do want, you know, to use like a bloom effect or a halation effect, typically, me personally, I opt for using filtration in itself. Now, if you guys have never used filtration beforehand, watch some of my other videos here on the channel. I've talked about using filters for, I don't know, the last 3 years maybe, here on this channel, and I'm a big fan of using filtration when it comes to getting a certain aesthetic for your videos. So again, to kind of give this example, let's jump back to Premiere Pro, where we can get some side-by-side comparisons. So for this first shot here of the street sign, again, we're back on the Sony FX9, and the filtration that we're using is a 1/8 pearlescent filter. And as you guys can see, when using this filtration, it gives a certain bloom effect around our lights. And to kind of play it back for you all again, from the start, we can definitely see it here with the green light. You see that nice bloom spread and leak of the light there. So that's kind of why I like using filtration. But again, when it comes to using filtration, that's something that You have to kind of practice or understand in its entirety to be able to use correctly. And this is a kind of a look of what the Sony FX9 and the lights look like without the filtration. So Sony FX9, no filtration. And this is an example of kind of why I like the Dehancer bloom effect, because when applied to it, it looks very, very, very close to what you get when using that pearlescent effect. So to get a kind of side by side, we'll show you guys that here. So on the left you have the bloom on, and then on the right is bloom off. You'll really notice it once this green light comes in, as it did there. I'll pause it for you all. So on the right you can see that we don't really have that bloom or that fall off on the right, like a small halo effect, and on the left you see that we have that there. So this bloom effect, for me personally, if I could buy it, you know, a la carte and add it in as a single standoff plugin for Premiere Pro, I 100% without a doubt would. However, according to the Dehancer's website, we don't have that option as a Premiere Pro user. So there you have it. That is Dehancer in a nutshell. Hopefully this video gave you a good insight and firsthand look at how I use it and apply it when it comes to my workflow and editing process. If you guys do want to check out Dehancer, there's a link below in the description for the free trial. Afterwards, if you do decide to pick it up, whether it's the full version, the light version, or one particular effect, don't forget to use the promo code Bruno10 for 10% off. And yeah, that'll do it for today's video. Like always, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you aren't already, please consider subscribing to the channel with the post notifications on, so you'll be the first to be notified for other reviews, tutorials, documentaries, shorts, vlogs, or whatever the case may be. But until next time, peace.